The story of Job. Job was a good and upright man who feared God, and turned away from evil. He had a large household with 7 sons, 3 daughters and many servants. Job was the richest man in the whole land, and he owned much livestock. 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 oxen, and 500 donkeys. Thinking his children may have sinned and cursed God, Job rose early and made an offering to the Lord, for each family member. One day the angels and Satan presented themselves before the Lord. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan replied, "From roaming around on the earth." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Job is a blameless and upright man, one who fears God and shuns evil." Satan answered, "Does Job fear God for nothing? You have protected him, and blessed the work of his hands. But stretch out your hand against everything that he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." The Lord replied, "Everything Job has, you can have, but do not lay a finger on Job." So Satan left to put his plan into action. A messenger came to Job with bad news saying, "Attackers have killed your servants and stolen your donkeys and oxen. I alone have escaped to tell you." Then a second messenger came to Job saying, "The fire of God fell from heaven, and burned the sheep and servants, and I alone have escaped to tell you." Then a third messenger came to Job saying, "Attackers stole your camels, killed your servants. I alone have escaped to tell you." As Job was reeling from all this bad news, a fourth messenger arrived. "A tornado struck the 4 corners of the house, and it killed all of your sons and daughters, and I alone have escaped to tell you." Job reacted by worshipping God, saying, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. The Lord has given, and the Lord has taken away, blessed be the name of the Lord." Satan said to God, "Skin for skin, a man will give all that he has to save his own life. Stretch out your hand, and strike his flesh and bone, and he will surely curse you to your face." God replied, "Very well, Job is in your hands, but you must spare his life." So Satan left the presence of God with a plan to make Job curse God. Satan afflicted Job with painful sores, from the soles of his feet to the top of his head. In great distress, Job cut his hair, and took some broken pottery to scratch his sores. Job's wife said to him, "Curse God and die." Job replied, "You speak like a foolish woman. Shall we accept good from God, but not trouble?" Job's friends came to comfort him, and all 3 cried when they saw his distress. They sat down with him for 7 days and nights, and no one said a word, because they saw how great his suffering was. After 7 days Job spoke, saying, "Why did I not die at birth? Then I would be with kings who built palaces that now lie in ruins. The small and the great are there, and the servant is free from his master. The thing I greatly feared has come upon me, and what I dreaded has happened to me." Then Job's friend Eliphaz answered, "Think how you have instructed many. Your words have supported those in trouble, but now trouble comes to you and you stumble. As for me, I would advise you to seek God. Happy is the man that Almighty God corrects." Job replied, "A despairing man should have the kindness of his friends, but my friends have let me down. Show me where I have been wrong. What does your arguing prove? Is there any wickedness on my lips? What is man that you examine him every morning, and test him every moment? If I have sinned, what have I done to you? Why have you made me your target?" Job's friend Bildad answered, "How long will you speak these things? Your words are like wind. Does God meddle with justice? Does God change his judgment? Such is the destiny of all who forget God. The hope of those without God perishes. God will not reject a blameless man, or strengthen the hands of the evil man." Job replied, "How can a man be righteous before God? God is holy and mighty. When he passes me I cannot see him. Since I am already found guilty, why should I struggle in vain? There is no one acting as a go-between to put my case to God to remove his rod from me. I hate my life, so I will complain freely. I will speak of the bitterness in my soul. I wish that I had died." Job's friend Zophar answered, "Will your empty talk reduce men to silence? Will no one rebuke you for what you have said? I wish that God would speak up against you. If you would put your heart right with God and be forgiven your sin, then you could lift up your face without shame." Job replied, "Truly, you are the only wise people, and wisdom will die with you. I have become a laughingstock to my friends, the one who called on God and God answered. Though he slay me, I will still trust him. I will carry on my ways before him. He is my salvation, for no godless man could stand before him. You are all such miserable comforters. Surely even now my witness is in heaven. I know that my Redeemer lives, and in the end he will take his stand on the earth. When I die I shall see God. I will see him with my own eyes." So these 3 friends of Job stopped answering him because he believed his life was right with God. Another young man that had joined them spoke out saying, "I am young and you are old. So I was afraid to give you my opinion, as I thought your many years should teach you wisdom. But it God who gives understanding. Old men are not always wise, nor do the old always understand justice. Listen to me a little longer and I will show you that there is more to be said on God's behalf. God is excellent in power and in judgment, he will not afflict. Everyone stopped speaking. Then God spoke to Job in a whirlwind. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the world? Who determined its measurements? On what were its foundations laid? Or who laid the cornerstone? Surely you know. Where were you when the morning stars sang together, and the angels shouted for joy? Have the gates of death been made known to you? Have you understood the vast expanses of the earth? Who gives food to the raven, when its young cry out to God? Have you given the horse its strength? Do you clothe its neck with a flowing mane? Does the hawk fly by your wisdom, and spread his wings towards the south in winter? Does the eagle soar at your command, and make its nest in an unreachable place? The wings of an ostrich flap joyfully. She does not care that a stranger might trample on her eggs, for God did not give her wisdom, or a share of understanding. The Lord continued to question Job about the wonders of his creation. And Job remained silent. Then Job answered the Lord, saying, I know you can do everything, and no plan of yours can be withheld. You asked, who is this that gives counsel without wisdom? I have spoken of things that I did not understand, things too wonderful for me, which I did not know. Then the Lord spoke to Job's friends. I am angry with you, for you have not spoken what is right as my servant Job has. Job will pray for you, and I will accept his prayer and not deal with you according to your foolishness. After Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his prosperity, giving him twice as much as he had before. So the Lord blessed the latter days of Job more than his early days. He once again became the wealthiest man in the land. Job lived for 140 years, and then died. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share and leave a comment. Subscribe.